Hello, I'm presenting about learning theory of conditioning today. In physiology, conditioning is behavioral process through which stimulus or reward for a desired response causes a response to become more frequent or predictable in particular environment. Physiologists in Russia, England, and the United States created the protocols, observations, definitions of conditioning early in 20th century via study of reflexes. And this is according to Britannica 2019, which I have cited under. Motivation and reinforcement are required in teaching learning. Reward and punishment structure the learning environment. With the association of learning with punishment and reward, the progress of learning seems effective. In my classroom, punishment is indirectly integrated into rewarding system of teaching learning process, which has been a great way to motivate the students in my class. This is how classical conditioning practice progressively improved the learning environment in my class. The system of earning points in my class during the delivery of the lessons that go towards their final grade is explained in the following chart. Is not explained but listed in the following chart. This behavioral plan's objective is to keep the students structure in the classroom away from the distraction. Okay, and these are the listed response, the expected response. Looking at the board, listening to the instruction, responding the instructor, not using the cell phone, not having side conversation, not moving around, or not sleeping. Now, I'm looking for this response to happen in the classroom, and I have listed some stimulant in the following list. So in order to draw their attention and focus, I considered the following stimulants. The above chart is the list of response the students would make for the following stimulants. Points for responding to the question. They will be earning a points for responding to the question. So points are the stimulus, and responding questions is the response. Tiger box, which they can buy with in the store. They will also see their great progress with the points earned. Great progress is the rest. Actually, the progress is the stimulant, and the points earned is the unconditional response. They will also be a math tiger, because of which they can earn math tiger peer tutor and earn internship hours. They will earn this peer tutor badge, and when they tutor the students, they will earn internship hour, and all these are the stimulants. And their response is to earn points enough to be a tutor in math tiger, to earn the internship points. The association of above respondent on the chart and the above listed stimulant, the classroom is structurally managed for teaching learning to happen. After I started this teaching practices to help me with my class management, the student started being curious about the earning internship hours, which is a graduation requirement. Being a peer tutor requires for them to be actively listening and earning points. Not only this, they are supposed to pass the state test and earn tutor badge. Then they need to spend time with the peers tutoring them. And all these are the stimulant for the. Now, all these are the unconditional response, because of which the class will be structured and effective to make the teaching learning happen. This strategy sounds also like operant conditioning, because if the students use the cell phone in the class, have a side conversation, leave the seat without permission, and or sleep in the classroom, they do not earn points. Not earning means losing it. Since this strategy involves both punishment and the reward, which is like earning the points and losing the points, It can also be considered as operant conditioning in learning. The curiosity is built in the student in response to the offered opportunities of earning internship hours. Earning internship hours is the response to earning tutor badge. Earning tutor badge is response to earning to be response to being a good listener and responder in the classroom. Succeeding reward in the list is response the students need in order to get to the point where they can earn internship hours. Because of the hierarchy of the rewarding system, the strategy or the classical conditioning of the rewarding the kids has been very effective. The frequency of the reward also makes the difference. The more frequent the students are awarded the points, the more effective it is. This way of application of classical conditioning and operant conditioning works better in traditional classroom setting than it does in the blended or online learning environment. A physical classroom is more effective because of the teacher-student interaction, in contrast to online, where there is a little motivation. The award is also given in front of the students, which inspires other students as well. Adding responsibility in response to their progress is one of the ways to help them build their maturity. The students being more responsible helps them be ready for the class. Some students want responsibility. I'm planning to add more responsibility like the following, and following responsibilities could also be stimulant in the classroom for them to for them to respond with the expected behavior. Classroom manager who will organize the classroom. So by earning those points and then earning the tutor badge and everything, eventually they will get a chance to become classroom manager. These are also the stimulants. Environment tech, which will make sure that the classroom is clean. An academic folder keeper who will ensure all the assignments are turned in the right location. Behavior specialist who will ensure that everyone in the classroom is emotionally ready to learn. Academic supporter who is a peer tutor and who will give the academic supports to the students. Positive peer pressure from all of the aforementioned opportunities for the students would make the teaching learning in the classroom easier to handle. If this technique used consistently, it will develop classical conditioning where the aforementioned duties serve as the stimulus and the student's growth in behavior, control, and respect as the reaction. As I researched about the history of using conditioning, I will just make this a next paragraph. As I mentioned about the history of using conditioning in learning, it is found out that the theory was initiated by a Russian physiologist called Pavlov in late 18th century, which is according to encyclopedia I researched from. He conducted studies on how different environmental stimuli relate to reflexes, which means the responses. In one of his studies, he regularly fed hungry dog powder meat associated with the bell tone. After a few trial runs, the meat powder was the only thing that could cause the salivation to eventually that could cause salivation. Eventually, the bell tone alone could cause the salivation. In terms used by Pavlov, the meat powder qualifies as unconditional stimulus because it consistently or unconditionally caused salivation. The salivation the meat powder elicited was unconditional response because it couldn't require any training or conditioning. The bell tone is the conditional stimulus because it was conditioned to elicit the salivation through repeated pairings with unconditional stimulus. He then referred to the eventual response of salivation to the bell tone alone, the conditional response as the conditional stimuli as the conditional response. Several other researchers also practiced different types of conditioning then after. Later, from roughly 1940s through 1960s, conditioning theory flourished, and many psychologists consider the learning theories that were based on conditioning to among the psychologists' most significant contributions to the study of behavior, which is according to in conditioning in encyclopedia. It was practiced in animal uh, before. Later, it has started being practiced in human, and it started being used as the therapy for human being actually. In academic psychology from 1960s onwards, the increasing emphasis on cognition and information processing has shifted attention away from the studies of conditioning in animals and humans and from conceptualizing learning in terms of stimuli response model, which is according to encyclopedia conditioning. Nowadays, to help students overcome anxiety or fear, teachers can started using the classical conditioning in the classroom by fostering positive environment. When a student is placed in an anxious situation like having to perform in front of a group and is in a pleasant environment, they can form a new association. The child will learn to remain calm and relaxed in this situation as opposed to feeling tense and nervous. In general, classical conditioning is observed in the environment, first practiced with the animal, then practiced in the human beings as a therapy, and now in education to create a calm and relaxed learning environment. Nowadays, it is consistently practiced and implemented in the classroom and at work. And here are my resources where I collected all this information, and I also did all the in-text citation here. Thank you for watching.